Here's something for you to ponder. Are you a chicken or a duck? He prepares the table before me. In the presence of my enemies, he anoints my head with oil, and my cup runs over. This is a well known quote from 23rd Psalm of David. Do we understand it? That's how I got another video on this very same psalm that goes in greater depths. But this is just a thought that I had early this morning. I had to really ponder it. Are you a chicken or a duck? And I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said that. Quote from the 23rd Psalm. And he asked me, do I really understand it? No, of course I didn't. I said, well, what are you trying to say to me this morning? This table prepared before me in the presence of my enemies. In this same psalm, just before this quote, is another quote that should cast out fear of these enemies before us. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. His rod and staff comfort me. His rod is used to deal with these enemies mentioned, and his staff is used to retrieve you should your fear have you running off the road because you don't understand the first quote, that he had prepared the table before you and has already dealt with your so-called enemies. If God be for you, who can be against you? It is our understanding of this promise that gives you the oil to be a duck and not a chicken. Now, a duck floats in the waters, right? Raging waters. Whereas a chicken would drown, drenched in the cares and affairs and fears of this world. I guess I'll put that there later. His will lets you know, I have overcome the world. Going back to the same psalm, an earlier quote, you get to understand this whole matter deeper. He leads me in the path of his righteousness for his namesake. My God, you understand? I got a whole bunch of things on that thing for his namesake. Oh, well, the big word on here. Question is, who leads you? And on what path are you, like on any given day? If you consider another quote given us from the son of David, King Solomon, you'll see what I mean. Lean not unto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. That's where we get into a mess. If you, at the start of each day, would at least do this much, acknowledge him, allow him to direct your path, any lack what to do or not do would play out simply because you had at least acknowledged him and didn't wait until you got up the road and found yourself wishing you had, not that he couldn't even deliver you in those moments with his staff, as we've seen. Over the years, I have grew more to where I got past just acknowledging him in the morning, but learned to wait for instructions for that day. We wait through the Spirit for his righteousness or instructions to come. In your spirit, you can see the road before you made smooth. Any mountain or valley is lowered or raised, and the crooked path that would have been in your life because you didn't ask is made straight. I've given out personal examples in my writings and videos on YouTube that reveal that this is more than theory to me, but is true reality. This stuff don't work. Yes, it does. It works. I mean, I've lived long enough to know it works. An example of my simply going to town to do my banking would be considered by the religious world as miraculous, and to the secular world as just lucky. But neither were true. It came about and has become expected in our maturity. He has and will prepare the table, the road to town or any other place, and a deeper understanding have you see these lucky or miraculous events before they even occur. What I mean by that, let me show you. Here's another example. Was my going to get my car repaired. This happens. I mean, it's happened too many times. It happens all. And I always expect that. And then I go to get my car repaired. Across the street is a McDonald's, and I go there and get my breakfast while I'm waiting for them to repair it. Another example was my going to get my car repaired, knowing that once I dropped off my car, walked across the street to have my breakfast at McDonald's, knew that a dear aunt and uncle would either be there already or walk in meeting me. Once this happens, and it happens often, we always greet one another with this line: well, Paul, we're still here. Now they're up around their 80s and 90s. We're still here. They know the Lord. And our spirits leap at this direction of our past. It's amazing how God works it. We don't talk. I don't get together very often. Just that. Our spirits leap within us. And we know we're still here and we're looking forward to the coming of the Lord. That's where this path ends at. It takes us back home. God bless you.